All right, we're coming to you with a special brief because something big just dropped in the world of artificial intelligence. Information is coming out about a brand new model, GPT-5.3 Codex. And from what we're seeing, it's setting a major new precedent for both AI capability and safety. And here's the headline, the thing that really changes the game. A new AI has been unveiled that's designed to act less like a tool you command and more like a colleague you work with. This isn't just a simple upgrade, this is a total rethinking of how we're supposed to interact with these systems.
So let's get right into it. The new AI coder on the block is called GPT-5.3 Codex. We're going to break down what it is and, more importantly, why it represents such a massive leap forward.
Okay, here are the top-line details you need to know. The model is GPT 5.3 Codex, with a release date of February 5th, 2026. At its core, it combines some of the most advanced coding and reasoning we've seen. But the key feature, the word you really need to pay attention to, is Agentic. This is being called the most capable agentic coding model ever created.
So that word, Agentic, that's really what sets this thing apart. It means this model goes way beyond just writing lines of code. So what does Agentic actually mean in this context? Let's dig in.
Put simply, an agentic AI is a system that can take on big, complex, long-running tasks all by itself. It's not just sitting there waiting for a prompt. It can actually go out, do research, use different tools, and carry out a whole multi-step plan on its own. You know, think of it less like a calculator and more like a project manager you can hand a whole project to.
So, how does it pull this off? Well, its workflow basically has 3 stages. First, it does the research. It gathers up all the info it needs for a task. Then it moves on to tool use, where it actually uses other software and resources to get the work done. And finally, there's the complex execution, where it manages the whole task from beginning to end.
And this line from the announcement really brings it all home. Quote, "Much like a colleague, you can steer and interact with GPT 5.3 Codex while it's working without losing context." That's the key right there. This isn't fire and forget. It's a dynamic partnership, a back and forth.
Okay, but with this incredible new level of capability comes, well, a pretty significant new concern. The conversation is now shifting to a new kind of cyber risk, and what's being called a precautionary first.
Let's take a look at their own capability assessment. You've got high for biology, which we've seen before, and pretty reassuringly, not high for AI self-improvement. But then, look at that last row. For cybersecurity, the rating is high precautionary, and that is something we have never seen before.
And this is a huge deal. Seriously, this is the very first time an AI model has been treated as having high capability in the cybersecurity domain within this kind of safety framework. This is a watershed moment for AI safety protocols, and it's a massive signal of what's to come. So why precautionary? Well, the developers are being very clear about this. They're saying, we do not have definitive evidence, but are taking a precautionary approach. So this isn't them reacting to a known, proven danger. No, this is a proactive safety measure because the potential for a high-level risk is there, and it just can't be ignored.
This whole situation creates that classic difficult problem, a dual-use dilemma. When you have a tool this powerful, how do you stop bad actors from using it for harm? Well, the safety response they're putting in place is trying to tackle that exact challenge.
Their strategy is really two-sided, and it's a very delicate balancing act. On one hand, you have the goal of impeding threat actors. They're doing this with a whole layered safety system designed to block and disrupt anyone trying to misuse the AI. But on the other hand, they're pushing to empower cyber defenders, making these exact same powerful capabilities easily available to the people who are working to protect all of our digital systems.
So all of this whole new reality, it brings up a pretty serious question, one that starts to look an awful lot like a new AI arms race. When capabilities are escalating this fast, what on earth happens next?
Look, the release of GPT 5.3 Codex sets a new precedent. There's no doubt about it. It's a precedent for capability, but also for caution. It's a tool that can build stronger shields for us, but also potentially much more sophisticated swords for our adversaries. And that leaves us with one final critical question. As AI builds both the shields and the swords, who is going to have the upper hand?